Today guys, we're going to run through a full ancient guide for utility for the T side. We're going to tear through 20 different bits of utility that you need to know nice and quickly for you, easy to find. They'll all be timestamped in the comments down below. If you do enjoy this sort of content, please leave a like right on it, hit that subscribe button here around here, and let's dive right into the utility. First is the smoke for red or mid room, basically anywhere sort of in this vicinity you want to run into. You're going to aim here between the two tiles, between the two bricks, whatever you want to call it, and then you're going to jump through. And this will land every single time into red room to fully smoke it off. It doesn't land and give them long ways at the side. You're lovely, you're sorted. Second smoke is going to be for donuts. So you want to come up to this sign, make sure you're basically centered in it. And then again, you see this second brick. So you see bottom, 1, 2. You want to aim in between the two sort of lines connecting the bricks, and you're going to jump through. And then that is going to bounce off nicely, and that's going to smoke off donut for you. Easy does it. Next up, you want to know how to smoke lane from T spawn. So you're basically going to line up with this edge of the wall, come in here, and then aim in the middle of the tree, just below what would be deemed the middle of like this pattern on the wall. So just below what will be the middle, a little bit loose on the placement for, but you want to jump through from here, and that's going to catch, and that's going to bounce into the lane. And that's you sort it. And next up, the next 3 nades are actually going to be all from one spot. I've posted this before on TikTok, but this is the triple B execute from one position. So you want to come into this corner in ruins, tuck in. The first one's going to be for long, so you're going to aim here, and it's going to be a jump through. All 3 of these are jump throws, so you'll jump through from here. It's going to bounce in, and so this isn't like a deep long smoke, but it'll cover that corner and allow you to execute onto site. Then you want to aim onto the bottom left corner of the center beam, the center brick, sorry, and then you're going to do a jump through. This is going to be the smoke for short. You'll see it bounces and it lands and smokes off short. And then the final one, you want to aim at there's these 4 sort of cubes here. You want to aim at the top right hand corner off the top one, and then you're going to jump through as well, and that'll be the smoke for cave. And then that is long, short, and cave all smoked off from one position. So this is the alternative smoke you can do for long from ruins. Basically, you want to come and line up with this edge here, and then aim just to the top right hand corner of this middle symbol, best way I can describe it, and you're still going to jump through. This one's just a slightly different position. It'll land long. Maybe you just only want to smoke long for presence and you want to do it quickly. This is the option. Next, we've got a flash, which I like to throw loosely if I'm going for the cave. So if you've got best spawn, you're coming up for cave, essentially all you want to do is bounce a flash anywhere off this wall while you're running, and it'll catch sight. So basically like this, you're going to bounce it. It's going to bounce in, and it's going to catch most people on sight. And then a core part of going on to B is making sure that you molly out that cubby, the best way I can describe it. So what you want to do, wood on the edge of the wall, tuck yourself in here. You're going to aim in the shadow that you can see just before it meets the wood, and it's just a normal throw. So that's going to bounce down into this cubby and flush them out onto sight. And then if you are throwing that molly for an execute, and maybe you need support flash from the same position that you can throw that long smoke, you can also throw a flash. So as we're saying, you'll just run up and line up with this, where the wall sticks out here. And then you're going to go 4 up on these X's that you can see. So 4 up, so 1, 2, 3, 4. Aim in the middle, and you're going to jump through. And what this is going to do is flash basically everything on site while your players at ramp aren't blinded by it. And then finally, for the B side of things, there is a support flash you can do from cave. So say, for example, you've come in here, either they've not put any presence on it, or you've won the gunfight, and you've got into this control. Ideally, you've managed to cross to this box, so you're no longer worried about having to cross that angle and long. What you can do is you can come into this corner, and then you can see with this like thing, with the edge of the bomb site, like it's sticking out. You want to just come a little bit more central, and you're going to left and right click through this one, and this is going to basically pop perfectly into the middle of the site. If we move over to mid, there is a molly you can do to get the people that run into pit. Essentially, it's all about just coming anywhere really in this wall, aiming at the edge of that tree and throwing it, and you'll see it lands perfectly into the pit, and that means it'll flush them out. There is also a mid self flash if you're going for it, so it's nice to have the flashes coming from like the B support players. But if you need to flash yourself out, which you may need to do, basically anywhere in this sort of vicinity, if you were to come and stand and aim at the top of the leaf here, and you just normally throw, that's going to pop, and that catches the person in cubby. So anyone that was playing here in cubby gets blinded. Anyone that's playing red house gets blinded, and it also blinds donut. So it's super easy to throw that one on the cuff as you're running out. Now if we shift to A side of things, we've got the A execute CT smoke. For it, you want to find this broken pixel, line up with that, stand slightly to the left so you're no longer on like the ridge, I'll say, on the dirt. And then you see this leaf here, you want to aim slightly to the left off it, but that's your reference point. Just come there, slightly to the left. You're going to jump through. This doesn't work on 64 tick because of being a jump through, but basically it'll bounce like this, and it'll then land and smoke off the entirety of CT. You then do the donut smoke for the A execute. We want to come and, like, I'm going to say the left hand side of the stairs here, you want to line up with the right hand side of it where I've just shot. and then you want to aim exactly here. So the second tile just at the edge of the X, like so, and you're going to jump through. It's going to basically glitch through the tree. It's going to bounce, and it's going to land nicely for Doughnut. You then also have support flashes that you can throw for the A execute, and this is basically anything just over this window. You want to make sure that you're lined for this window and basically throw it just before it gets to the stage where it would bounce back and hit you. So just while you're running, you just throw like so. It'll come out on the site and it'll basically flash everyone that's there. There is then also a pop flash you can do from A main where the position is kind of loose for it. You want to come and stand just like, oh, it would be the edge of. It can catch you, so you're going to be aware to look away from it, but basically because it's landing in this vicinity here, anyone that's on site peeking or anyone that's on this like box trying to peek or anyone that's playing around this position, they're all going to get blinded by it. We then have the temple molly, which you're going to move through. So basically, whenever you get to this ledge where it steps you out of the steps, right, when it takes you up a bit, you're going to aim. You can see right there, and you're just going to move through. That's going to bounce in and catch the player there, and it's going to flush them out. So then it's also a molly to get them off site, so like we'll call it A main. So again, you're on this step. This one you do want to aim in this kind of area here, and again it's a move through, and basically that'll just make sure it lands perfectly there. You can also do this with a nade, so you can throw a nade like this, and that's going to land at head height and catch them. So maybe you don't have a molly, maybe you've had to throw the molly for Kiev, and then you're going to have to come in through this nade. You'll bounce the nade like so, and then that'll still catch. Maybe aim it a little bit lower if you wanted to make sure it's definitely hitting, that kind of thing, but that's a combo you want to throw. And then the last thing I have for you is smoking temple from yard. And for this one, basically when you're in yard, you want to come, it's a little bit of a finicky lineup. When you get into this position, you're going to basically aim in the tree right here. So you can see there's other branches going off the tree. If you aim here and you do a jump throw, this will land perfectly in and smoke them off. So that's an alternative to doing the molly. For good measure, I'm going to show you how you can do it from back call as well, which I think is the position Rob was from. So basically you want to come and tuck into this corner, but you're going to have leaves in your face. The best way to do it is you want to crouch and have your crosshair on the edge of this leaf. You won't see anything when you stand, but as long as it's lined up here, when you stand up and then throw, it should hit perfectly. Like that. Always got a fear it's going to clip a wall, but there you go. That's it done. So, that is the 20 essential bits of utility you need to know for Ancient, at least in my opinion. You can let me know in the comments down below if you think I've missed anything. And then also, like we'll do CT next for Ancient, but let me know which map you want to see next in general for this utility series. I said at the start, hit that like button if you enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button if you're new around here. I use refrag for this video. There'll be details and discount code for that down below if you do want to check it out. But thank you very much for watching, guys. I'll catch you in the next one. Goodbye.